Hello, everyone. It is Mary Joan here with the First Time Mom program. And I want to talk to you today about the importance of me time. So, after having a baby, your life becomes consumed with taking care of this new tiny little person. And certainly, if you're a first time mom, it can be really overwhelming how you can become very lost in terms of the time and energy it takes to take care of your baby. And it can feel like your life is unrecognizable to yourself. And it can feel impossible to imagine how to even figure out how to get some me time. And then when those opportunities start to present themselves, it can also feel kind of strange and overwhelming to think about what does me time even look like? As I said, the early days and weeks of mothering a new baby are all consuming. So it becomes really hard to even think about yourself and really who you are as a person outside of being a mom and what you want and what you need. But hopefully, as the initial days and weeks of motherhood move forward and the fog starts to lift, you're going to have the opportunity to be able to get some time for you. And then you're going to be challenged to figure out, well, what the heck do I want to do with myself? What is going to give me kind of the most bang for my buck? Because let's be honest, you're not going to get as much time to yourself as what would be ideal or what would be really what your needs would be. So we need to make the very most of the time that you do get. So I encourage women to think about what did they like to do before having a baby? What were those activities or things that they would do that were just sort of integral to who they were as a person? Those would be the natural first things to go back to. But just like everything with having a baby, what it looked like pre-baby often looks quite different post baby. So the things that you like to do before baby, you may want to get them back in your life once the baby has arrived, but it might mean you need to open up to them looking different and maybe even feeling different. And that's okay. It's okay. And it's just a matter of getting your own head and heart wrapped around the reality that things can be different, but still good. Things can feel different, but still be good. So it's just kind of this adjustment sort of phase or experience that you're going to go through. So one mom that I've been working with recently, she was quite an avid runner before having her baby. And if you're not a real fitness person, then this example might not really resonate with you, but you might be able to kind of apply it in some other way in your life. Or if you are somebody who's had a real fitness routine or some kind of regular fitness practice, then this might sound very familiar. So in this case, this mom was somebody who loved going out every weekend for a really long run. And she enjoyed just working on her running. She enjoyed working on her endurance, and she just loved the solitude of this long time to be out in nature doing this activity that she just really loved. And so then, after she initially recovered after having her baby, she wanted to get back to running. But she was shocked to realize that she no longer had an interest in those long runs on the weekend. She just didn't want to be away that long. And if somebody had told her before having her baby that, she would not be interested in long runs, she would have thought they were crazy because that was just such a big part of her weekly routine and just something she really looked forward to. But when this little baby came into her life, she decided she wanted and needed something different. She still wanted that me time in that way, but she really opened up to it looking quite different. So she would go out for much shorter runs because she didn't want to be away from the baby that long. And the other reality was is that her body was different. She carried a baby and grew a baby for 9 months. She went through birth and she was, recovering after birth. So to think about going out for long runs, her lungs and her legs wouldn't have been up for the challenge. So she got okay. She got okay with still doing something that was really important to her and really integral to who she was as a person, but it looked very different. So it's important to recognize that things will change and that's okay. And it's important to still do the things that are important to you, but do it with a mindset that if it does look and feel different, that that is okay. that it's still important, that it's still worthwhile. And this is a saying I heard a long time ago, and I find it so helpful just for many areas of life. So it's this: it's not good or bad, it's just different. So, in the case of this mom who loved long runs and now was no longer interested in that, her feeling about running wasn't good or bad, it was just different. And that can apply to so many things as you adjust to your new life and landscape as a mom. So I want you to make space for you to get something back in your life that's just for you, something that fills your cup. Because if you're not filling your cup, you're not going to feel as good as you could feel. And everyone suffers as a result of that. You suffer and your family suffers. So I want you to prioritize you, getting time for you, figuring out what is that thing or those things that you want to do for your me time. And then I want you to remember this mantra that if it does feel different and look different, that it's okay. So here's the mantra again: it's not good or bad, or right or wrong, it's just different. So embrace your me time, prioritize it, but also have this newfound flexibility that it can be different and look different than before. You matter, your needs matter, and make sure that you're prioritizing some me time at least once each week for you. You'll feel better as a result, and your family will also do better as a result. I'll look forward to coming back with some more strategies and tips next time. Take care, everyone.